All right, everybody, I'm Eric with Eric's Excursions. Today, I'm in the town of Mulberry, Florida. Trying to keep my feet planted on this hill of rocks here, losing ground. This town was established in 1901, and it was the center of the phosphate mining industry for decades. And today, I'm actually at the museum for the town of Mulberry. So let's go check it out and see what we got here today. I think we're going to have a good one, an interesting one. Come join me. I thought this was pretty cool to check out. Some old rail cars used by the industry. Mosaic is now, I believe, in the phosphate mining industry, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be Agrico back in the day. But I don't think Agrico's around anymore. Looks like they're doing some construction over here. Right there's the sheriff's department. Behind the sheriff's department, it looks like they're doing some road work. So I had to come in around the other way. Walk inside and check it out and see what they got here. So I'm really glad that I came here today because it's a lot more than I expected. I'm really excited about this video because there's so much cool stuff I'm going to show you guys. So let's check it out. Let's get started. So this is the town of Mulberry, and this is the mulberry tree. This is a picture here. The roots of mulberry, and that was the mulberry tree. And check out this picture, really old. Looks like it's from 1909. Just amazing. So in the 1840s, pioneers settled on this land that's surrounding the Alafaya River, which is right near here. And 40 years later, miners began arriving in what is now Mulberry after phosphate was discovered in the Bone Valley area. And this is part of the Bone Valley area. And the industry just exploded because of the mining, the phosphate mining. And so that's how it all got started right here. The town was named for that tree that I showed you guys. It served as a local mail drop. And then the town of Mulberry was born, right here. Now, I thought this was really interesting. This is right here in Mulberry. This is 1935. These guys are pulling out a large fossil leg bone out of the phosphate mining pit. It's near Pierce. 1935. That is just amazing. Look at the size of that bone. Isn't that something? Now here's a more modern picture of that's a painting of a modern dragline. And this is what I remember seeing growing up when my dad would let me come see the mines. He was an electrical engineer and worked for Davy McGee. I believe it was Davy Power Gas at the time. And they did a lot of work for the phosphate mining industry. Let's go check out some amazing things. Now this is really amazing. Here is a skeleton of a baleen whale. This was found 10 miles from the location that I'm at here in Mulberry, Florida. I'm in downtown Mulberry, and this is 10 miles away. Really amazing. There it looks like we have a bear and a woolly mammoth.
That's actually a ground sloth. Sorry.
And I stand corrected. That is a ground sloth. Look at the size of that thing. I've never heard of something like that. I've heard of a sloth, but that is something else. So what am I looking at right here? I understand all of this was found near Mulberry?
Yep, everything in this gallery, except we have a special case that is international, but everything here was found from a radius of 50 miles. We got American lions, we got saber-toothed cats.
Wow.
We got hyenas, we got dog mandibles.
Oh, wow, look at that. That is a hyena skull. That is amazing. That was here. I know they were in Africa. I didn't know they were here.
Everything has to do to the Pangea effect. Once upon a time, we were all connected, and due to the time, it drifted apart. That's why we can find different types of animals. We have a lot of marine life as well, due to Florida being underwater. Our saltwater crocodile over here.
Oh, let's check that out. Wow, that was found here? A saltwater. That thing is gigantic. That is massive.
The male would be like 18 feet. Sometimes they could push up to like 21 feet as well.
How big is this skull? How many feet are we looking at right here?
I will have to double check that for you, but it's definitely quite.
That looks like about 4 feet. At least 4 feet long, 5 feet. Wow.
We got a dugong. That dugong specific is extinct. We do have dugongs right today, but they're in Asia. This one, so a fun fact about dugongs and manatees is that we would think that they would be closer on the zoologist of their body, but the elephant goes in between both of them.
Really?
They're closer to an elephant than to a manatee.
That is amazing. What is this thing right here? What is this?
If you come through this side, you can see better, and it's a giant land tortoise shell.
Oh, wow.
And something fun fact is that it's really rare to find the shell and the head. Usually scavengers will separate both, but this is an extra special find due to that.
Looks like we got a whale vertebrae. That thing is huge. Reminds me of the Emperor's ship in Empire Strikes Back.
Pretty much, yeah, seriously. Got the dolphin skeleton, there's always fun to see.
So this is really interesting, guys. This is an elephant skull, but it's not an ancient one. It's not really that old. What happened most likely is it was an elephant from a circus that was left behind because it died, and they discarded the body in the phosphate mines. And then many years later, this skull was given over to the Mulberry Museum. Really something. But yeah, so it is a recent juvenile African elephant skull. It's really something. Here's a model of one.
That's a mastodon, a juvenile mastodon.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. A juvenile mastodon.
The mothers are across the.
Oh yeah, I'll have to go over there in a second and film that too. And here's some more bones that were found. Elephant femur. And this is really cool. A mastodon mandible. And if you could see this in person, you'd see how huge these things are. Here's an upper tooth. That's an upper tooth with jaw fragment. Okay, so now we're looking at a rhinoceros. Complete lower leg. And this is the complete arm. And this was also found here. So this is all local. A rhinoceros in this area. Here are some arrowheads that have been found, and there's a ton of them that are found all throughout Central Florida. I've never found one, but I know that they're on, they're all over the place actually. I would love to find one. And there's some Native American arrowhead shavings. Some more right there. Here's an old canoe discovered by Joe Larned in 1965. was found in the old Orange Park mine in Lakeland. And it's said to be about 3,000 years old. Here we're looking at a zebra head, and this is also found right here. Zebras, rhinoceros, hyenas, same animals that you would find in Africa. And here we're looking at a mammoth vertebrae, juvenile elephant mandible, a fragment of a mammoth cranium, and a mammoth vertebrae. I cannot get over the size of this saltwater crocodile that was found here. That thing was massive. Here's an American lion skull. Probably the most striking is this saber-toothed cat. All found here. Worm tubes. American alligator. We have a lot of those. Those are everywhere. Now here's a really interesting one. We have a whale vertebrae with a broken shark tooth in it. So you can see where it was most likely attacked by a shark. The shark probably was shaking his head violently when they get a hold of the prey, and his tooth broke off in this vertebrae. That is really something. Here's another fascinating one. This is a whale rib with crocodile or alligator teeth marks. Can you imagine how that happened? So there we're looking at the woolly mammoth and the giant sloth. What kind of sloth is that called again?
Giant ground sloth.
Giant ground sloth. Can't imagine what that thing would do. But yeah, so here we're looking at the baleen whale, which is a humpback whale, basically. Found 10 miles away from here. Just wanted to get one last look at it again, just to show you guys. Very, very, very large. So when I showed you guys that tree earlier, the mulberry tree, this was the original site of where that tree stood. The mulberry tree, this tree replaces the original 100-year-old tree that was the mel drop for the Bone Valley area before the city of Mulberry, the phosphate center of the world. Was incorporated in 1901. That is just fascinating. So this was the site of that mulberry tree, and this was the original train depot in 1939, still standing. And that's also where the museum is now. So excited to be here today and to get a little history of Mulberry, and just to see what lived here thousands of years ago, way before we ever were here. But yes, it was the original train depot, still standing, and it's been preserved. And now it's the Mulberry Phosphate Museum. Definitely worth checking out. I highly recommend coming here. Very fascinating, really interesting to see. And now we're about to go walk inside this train right here, which was used for the phosphate industry. All right, we're going to walk into this train. Never been inside one of these before. This is pretty cool. So this was used in the phosphate industry. We got some seats up here. I don't know if that's where they would drive. Not sure. Wonder what that was used for. Railroad flare and torpedo carrier. Torpedo. What do they use a torpedo for? Must be some kind of other tool. I wonder what they use this for. But I remember seeing these trains growing up. You'd see the SCL symbol. Seaboard Coastline Railroad, December 13th, 1968. I would have been about 5 months old, almost 5 months old at that time. It was really something. I love exploring the local town and the area I grew up in and learning about what happened way before I ever came on the planet. Way before I ever arrived on the scene. It's so interesting to see this. Now that I'm older, I really have a real appreciation for all of this stuff. It's so interesting to me. I hope it is to you guys too. I wonder what these guys did there. I don't see any steering apparatus or anything. So this headstone here says Historical Citrus Planting, March 14th, 1959, the site of the first experimental planting of citrus on reclaimed phosphate mining land. The project was originated and executed by William James Menier, land manager. Really something. So this site right here, a lot of history in this site. This is where Mulberry got its start. This was the original train depot, 1939, the original building. Dragline shovel, old rusted out equipment. Really something. I had a great time coming out here today, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate you. Had a really great time. It was very interesting. Learned a lot while I was there. And the folks are very, very nice. I highly recommend coming out here to the Mulberry Phosphate Museum. Everybody have a good day.